Hey guys, and welcome to another C++ programming tutorial from Someone9031. And in this tutorial, we are going to cover pointers to objects and how that goes along with inheritance. So let's get started. This is the program that we wrote in the last tutorial with our two classes, base and derived. And I haven't done anything to this program since that tutorial. And so, a few tutorials ago, when we were first getting started with classes, I showed you guys that you can use pointers to point to objects. And at that point, it really had no use. It had no uses except that you could pass these pointers to and from functions for passing by reference with objects. But if that's what you thought its main use was, it's not. Pointers to objects are very important and a core part of C++ object-oriented programming. So their biggest use is once you get into inheritance, you can use a pointer that is of the type of a base class, and you can use that pointer to store a derived class object. So let me show you here. We're going to create a base pointer called base. We're going to set it to new. Instead of doing new base, what we're going to do is new derived. Let's say 12 and 20, like so. And we now have a base pointer pointing to a derived object. And you might be wondering, well, why on earth do I need this? That sounds like a completely pointless and useless thing. But it's not. Say you had a here, let's make a quick program here. Okay, what we're going to do is cout pick an object to create, and L, and then we're not going to end that. And then we're going to have tab. Then we're going to have 1 base, so you have a choice, and L, and 2 derived. So what this class is going to allow you to do is create an object of your choice. And L again. It's going to be the sort of selection thing that we used for the calculator. Enter your selection. There we go. And now I'm going to show you why this is useful. So in this situation, what you're going to put yourself in is that you're going to allow the creation of different objects based on what the user does. So say the user did like action 1, then you would create a base class object. Action 2, you'd create a derived class object. But you really would have no idea what object they were going to create. So you can either have many different objects, each of a different type, or you can do this. You can create a base pointer. We're going to call this object. And we're going to set it to null pointer, which is the equivalent to setting it to 0. Now we're going to have an int selection 0. Now we're going to cin selection. We haven't done this for a long time. Now switch on selection. This is sort of just a nice review. Case 1 going to do is object equals new base. And no, what we're actually going to do is cout handle, enter value. And then cin. Now we need 2 more integers. This is going to be more complicated than I thought. bv int dv. So, and then what we're going to do is object equals new base bv break case 2 and enter base value. So we're going to allow the user to create some stuff. bv cout and enter derived value cin dv object equals new derived dv and then let's do default cout. Please enter a valid choice. And L. And let's break from this as well. Right, so we have our program. Now I'm going to tell you, let's just recap on why this is useful. So, in this situation, you have a program, and you give the user 2 choices. And choice 1 would require the creation of a base class object, and choice 2 would require the creation of a derived class object. And in this one, it would be really simple to just create 2 different objects. But if you had a big program with lots of different things, you really don't have the time, or you don't have to put in the effort to create an object for each one of those classes, just in case they pick that particular option or do that particular action. Now instead, you could use a base class pointer. This is useful for situations when you don't know what kind of object will be required. So this base class object you can use for any of its derived classes. If we had, say, like 20 different derived classes derived off this base class, several with multiple levels of an inheritance hierarchy, you would still be able to use this one pointer to be able to create an object of any of those classes, which is really nice. But its main uses come later on, which I'll show you later on. It's called polymorphism. It has to do with virtual functions and having an object perform having a base class pointer to using a certain function only if an object is of a certain type, stuff like that. It's really useful stuff. But for now, this is all you need to know. I should be covering polymorphism and virtual functions, overriding functions, stuff like that in the next tutorial, so hang tight, and yeah, we'll be getting into the advanced stuff soon enough. If you like this video, please subscribe, rate. If you have any questions, comments, or any feedback, please feel free to leave them below in the comment section, or you can PM me on YouTube. And thank you for watching.